If it is convenient for you, please do keep your videos on so that it's more interactive. And the reason why we have these sessions is to continuously look for avenues for growing our businesses, scaling our businesses, and it's more like a discussion session rather than a monotonous one person sharing. And we focus on the pathfinder stage of business. That is, somebody is already taken off in business and they are now having a team or setting up a team and they're looking for a path for growth or a strategy to adopt so that they can continue to keep growing. My name is Thomas. I'm the founder and CEO of Rejola IT services. We make softwares, mobile apps, and websites. And we have a community called bacommunity.me. Please register there. You can search for other community members also. And we have a tool called bgsm.rejola.com where you can set up goals and you can track your goals and you can use that as a coaching tool. We have a WhatsApp group. So please do keep posting your requirements, post any referrals, any connections. And today's topic is how do we attract and retain top talent? Okay, so that's the topic for today. So I will be sharing few of my ideas, and then of course it will be open for each one of us to share our individual ideas so that we all can learn from each other. So the start off, right team on the right seat determines success for an organization, uh, and scaling up is next to impossible if talent is not correctly available in the organization. So when an individual starts a business as a solopreneur or a freelancer, usually if the person has good skills, the business starts, taking off for some time, because it is individually the person is able to deliver, the person is accountable, the person has discipline, everything goes well. But the moment they want to scale up, when individual want to scale up and they want to add more team members into the organization, the way that particular process is handled, the way new employees or team members are taken into the system, that particular process, if it is done correctly, then the scaling up can happen. But if that process does not take place correctly, then that particular individual will keep struggling to scale up. The person will keep on having challenges with team members and will not be able to scale up. And what is top talent or A players? These are individuals who are self-motivated, they are driven, they are continuously learning, they are humble, they view service above self, they are not selfish or ego-centered or only their own agenda is being met and nothing beyond that. And they are a perfect team player. So I've just given few of the traits here. Of course, we can come with a much bigger list. So now to start off with different ways of doing it, how to attract and retain top talent. The first one I would say is the company should have a great culture or should at least have a clear-cut culture. Now, what all elements goes into a culture? I've just listed down few of them that contribute to culture of an organization. That is purpose, vision, mission, core values, policies, guidelines, processes, all these things and even various other things like meeting cadence and various other aspects of the organization ensures that whether there is a culture or there is no culture. So the first and most important thing, if an organization really wants to attract top talent, this is something that is has to be pre-existent, a great culture in the organization. Then ensure proper job description. Again, this is before the recruitment happens. Okay, someone who is good at what he is doing or she is doing, they would want to really know what are they getting into, what are they aligned, what are they going to do once they get into the task. So if the job description is given properly, then that can be one of the best ways to bring the right person on board. Okay, and ensure clear KPIs and KRAs. So once the person comes in, there has to be very, very clear measurements, metrics that are set. What are the areas of responsibility? Everything has to be set very, very clearly. And they have to be discussed even during the interview and the evaluation process. So someone who is really self-motivated and driven, they would want to know exactly how they would be contributing to the organization right from the starting. Ensure a proper scorecard. That is, ensure individual and team performance is correctly measured. Display real-time score of performance to all team members. So especially top players or top AA players, they really want to know how they are performing. They really want to know whether they are the best among all, or where do they stand and how can they improve? So a scorecard is mandatory. Then reward the performers. Now, one most critical thing is if somebody is really performing well, if you are not rewarding that person, or if you're not recognizing that person, if you're not appreciating that person, and ultimately if you're not showing that person's performance through a proper remuneration, if it's not reflecting in money ultimately, then you can never retain a top talent. Okay, of course, we may say that money is not the most important thing. We may say that, various other factors are there, which is true. But one of the most critical things that we have to show in return to a top performer is how are we, remunerating them. Then autonomy and empowerment. So if that individual has finally been tested and found to be a top player, that is self-motivated, learning, continuously growing, driven, then you can get into a stage where you can actually give complete autonomy and empower that person. Give freedom to the top talent and give flexibility for them to perform. Okay, now this is a very risky move, but the top players and A players really love when you give them the freedom because it really helps them to spread their wings. And of course, we already defined all the policies, guidelines, we've already defined the core values. So all that boundaries are set, the boundaries where they're supposed to operate is set. And then they have all the freedom to do whatever they want. And that's the best place to be in. I have seen top players. In fact, I have few of them, and it's such a good, fulfilling experience that you get when you have top players and you give them complete freedom. So that's my sharing on how to attract and retain top talent. Now it is time for each one of us to contribute. So I would request you to first tell your name, company, location, and category. Introduce yourself so that everyone knows and we can network with each other. And yeah, so please give your views now. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I will break the ice and go first.
Yeah, yeah. So Jabakumar sir also wanted to go, but Brother Sajay, you can
Okay, okay.
finish.
Yeah,
No, no, you
then
can
sir,
finish
please go
and
ahead. Go
then,
ahead.
yeah, no, you can finish. Yeah, you can finish and then
Okay.
Jabakumar sir will share. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Hi. Good evening. My name is Sajjan George, and my company name is Learn Lifelong. I'm located in Bangalore, and the category or the service that we provide is training, coaching, mentoring, and counseling. Training and coaching are for two different audiences. One is for students, that is teens and young adults, and helping them to understand their purpose, potential, and passion, and then helping them to equipping them with holistic life skills like leadership skills, communication skills, emotional intelligence, and so on. That is which they don't get usually in schools and academic subjects. So that is one thing that we do. And other part of is like regular coaching training, corporate training, for individuals and professionals or for corporates. And then one side, the last one is premarital counseling. That is only for individuals who are planning to get married in the near future. I provide that service. Anyway, that's about me. Regarding today's topic, yeah, thank you, Brother Thomas, for sharing about how to attract and retain top talent. Totally agree with all the points in terms of having a good culture. When I mean, in an interview process, usually we we see if the candidate fits our company culture. At the same time, candidate is also looking whether the company fits their culture or their whatever they are looking for. So there has to be a match. So we have to make it clear, and then usually, as I have shared earlier, also that the culture of a company is actually built top down. It always start from the leadership CXO levels, and then whatever their attitude, their behavior, their approach, their work style, their everything that they do is automatically adopted and absorbed and adapted and adopted both all the way down without any training and so on. So company culture is very important. Retaining talent, yeah, I mean, absolutely. There are multiple things that we needed. I mean, different people coming at different levels. They have the different hierarchy of needs. And somebody, a fresher starting, will primarily look for a good salary or timing or work day and so on, like work from home option and so on. Somebody in the middle level may look for growth opportunities. Somebody may and then rewards and recognition like brother mentioned. And then, so there are different needs of different people because we all are unique, different environments, different families. So our needs are different, our motivations are different. So we need to cater to them accordingly. But yes, we have to set the standard correctly. We have to set the our expectation right at the beginning so that the performance can be evaluated against that set goals. So which these are the things definitely we need to do. So these are very good points that are shared by my brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sachin. Yeah. Devakumar, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, Thomas and Sajjan George, for bringing a lot of valuable insights. And I would say that the recent studies of, on, is a very important topic, especially for organizations which depend upon some talent, which we call it as a business critical talent. So instead of calling it as a top talent, I would say that it is necessary for the leadership team to identify the business critical talent and do the strategies in accordance to the need of the particular hour. Especially people, there are a lot of research studies have been proved, that people don't leave companies, they leave the bad managers. Which is very, very, very been brought out with a lot of exit interviews, skip level interviews, and a lot of research studies basically on retention strategies are brought out. People leave just because of bad managers. So there are a lot of research studies done. I just will share something, certain points which I thought is relevant to retention.
Yeah.
One is poor work-life balance. If your company is not providing a good,
Okay.
work-life balance to the employees, they are bound to leave.
Yeah.
Toxic work culture. I think you already mentioned about culture. What
Yeah.
they call it as a toxic work culture and bad micromanagement of the bosses. Okay,
Mm.
then the bad boss and below market salaries. When you think that just because of some employee has accepted a salary level, and if it is
Yeah.
below market, you know very well. So
They are
you have to,
looking
at
for
some point of time, you need to correct it. So
abs-
if you think that you negotiated well, you're not you're bound to lose him. And
absolutely.
then the lack of recognition over a period of time, when the employee feels that he is not being recognized or
Absolutely.
being valued, then
Yeah.
lack of flexibility. It
Yeah.
is it is important that the employee is provided a good amount of flexibility in his working or whatever he expects. Then, the most important thing is also lack of proper leadership. These are some of the research findings which has proved that unless you fix all these points,
Yeah.
and retention is just so it is important that we understand the business critical talent and do the necessary. One size fits all approach doesn't work for retention. I've seen it. So it is necessary. Every company has to treat it with its own unique culture and business, and accordingly make the policies and frameworks accordingly.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question which is little different from this to Brother Sajjan is, when do okay, what is the primary difference between coaching and mentoring? Point number one. Point number two, when do you decide whether to do coaching or whether to do mentoring? And point number three, do you decide that, or does the person who comes for the mentoring or coaching decide that this is what I want?
Great. Uh, does Madam want to share anything about the topic? After that, I can answer that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Ma'am, would you like to share something on attract and retain top talent?
So are you asking me?
Yeah, correct. You're
No,
the
I second everyone's all the
okay.
points are there
Okay. You would
discussed.
like to add anything,
Points.
contribute anything?
Yeah, one more thing, they should not be divided and rule policy. Bad boss, no? He
Yeah,
said, no, Jaipurkar said. And they should
absolutely.
not be divided and rule policy. It should
Definitely.
be through proper channel, means it should be through proper channel. No one should overtake.
Absolutely. Would you like to just introduce yourself, ma'am? Name, company, location, category, so that we all know, and
Mm.
later on in the video also it will.
I, Video not possible today, sorry.
No. I
And
mean,
then
later
I'm
on.
Mrs. Jayalakshmi, Vijay Sai, and then a trainer and a coach from Chennai, sir.
Okay.
Freelancer coach in Chennai. Entrepreneur doing the pest control business, sir.
Oh, you are doing pest control.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Over to you, Brother Sajjan.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing. Yeah, office politics is something, yeah, we'll have to, yeah, ensure it doesn't happen in our midst. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
To answer your question, brother, like the main difference between coaching and mentoring is that coaching, the coach is a partner, the coach partners with the coachee, that is the client, to find a solution. But here, the coach only leads that coachee. He
In
doesn't provide any suggestion. He doesn't
Sorry,
provide any
sorry.
instruction.
You told both coaching. So can you repeat once again?
Uh, Coach, the coach.
Okay.
I'm talking about coaching now. Okay, in
Coaching.
coaching, there's a coach and there's a coachee.
Okay.
Okay, so the coach and coachee, they have to have an agreement at the beginning in
Okay.
terms of how things will be done, in the sense, what are their goals, what are they going to achieve together, what is the timeline, how often will they meet, and all those things is the
Okay.
agreement part. Okay? And then in the actual coaching process, the coach actually helps the coachee to come out with a solution from within by asking the right questions. It's
Okay.
like like you are helping the coachee dig deeper,
Okay.
uh, like and then helping them to, like, blind spots that they have not seen, blind spot that they don't have not thought about it. By asking deep questions,
Yeah.
the coachee is able to come out, think about it, and then come up with his or her own solution.
Yeah.
So the coach does not give any solution. The coach does not give any instruction, guidance, nothing. They
Yeah.
don't suggest anything. They just
Okay.
help the coachee to come up with their own thing by asking the right question in the right time, in the right way. And then in that, a lot of other things are involved,
Okay.
like, understanding, reading, basically listening very, very carefully, very closely,
Mm.
listening with your eyes, they say it,
Okay.
like, so that you observe everything. So like, it's like, that is the process there.
Mm.
Mentoring, it's more in terms of uh, 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 the mentor gives a little bit of more support in
Mm.
terms of guidance, instruction,
Mm.
sometimes challenges them, sometimes so it is more like what do you call, uh, uh, there is some involvement in terms of, from the mentor's side, towards leading them to a certain direction, kind of thing. So there is some suggestions, advice, instruction involved in
Okay.
mentorship, but in
Okay.
coaching it doesn't happen.
So when do you choose each and who decides?
The coachee, that is the client, decides what kind of service they need, what they want. The coach
What?
doesn't mention anything.
Okay. So why would they decide a coach or why would they decide a mentor? What makes them choose either this or that?
So it depends their clear understanding or awareness of the difference. If they
I
know
don't know the
that they
difference.
need
That's why I'm
somebody.
asking. Okay.
No. I mean to say, in generally, suppose
Okay.
I need coaching.
Okay.
That means I should know what coaching is, how it works. I should
Yeah.
already know it.
Yeah. If I don't
Only
know,
then I go for coaching.
yeah. If I
Only
don't know,
then
I
I go
will.
for coaching.
Okay.
But or if somebody comes to you, can you help me, in the sense, I have this challenge. Then if they don't know about anything, the difference, then probably if a person is both coach and mentor, he can suggest these are the two options. Which one do you want to do? Which route do you want to take? The coach
Okay.
can, or that person
Hmm.
who is going to provide the support service
Uh,
can share the differences, and then the client can decide accordingly.
when would a
If
client
they
decide?
don't already know about it, yeah.
Yeah. When would a client decide, or rather, let me put it the other way. Like, in what situation should the client decide in coaching? In what situation should they decide on mentoring?
both has its own advantages in its own way. But only thing is here in like in coaching, that's what what do you call, the client has to know the difference. If not, the service provider needs to explain to them. And then the challenges, they can come for mentoring or coaching in any situation, whether it is personal situation, whether it is professional or a mix of both. Anything they are stuck in life, like anything they are not able to figure out how to go forward, what else to do. I mean, they feel that, okay, I've tried everything, nothing is working. That kind of a situation, whether it is personal life, professional life, doesn't matter. In any situation, when they think that I need a supporting hand, and holding for somebody from outside, I need a help. That is when they decide to come for either of this. Again, then there is now counseling also. That is also another kind. So in that also, not much help is provided in terms of instruction or guidance, or saying this is what you should do. That kind of is lesser even in counseling. And then yeah, so there usually people tend to get a little bit confused. But when the client knows the differences, it becomes easy for the service provider to help them much in a deeper way. If the client doesn't know, but they only know I need some help, and then they can tell these are the options available, which route you want to choose, they can choose accordingly.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. I was just curious the moment you said coaching and mentoring. Anyone else would like to add to that, coaching and mentoring, because this is very crucial for an organization also if a leader wants to grow. Anyone else would like to add to that?
Mentor handholds, and then he's focused on result outcomes also.
Okay. Whereas a coach is not.
Coach, he gives solution, and he has to, the coachee should find out, as I said.
Okay. So but the
Whereas
solution,
mentor, till he gets the result, he would be with him.
understood.
He would push.
But even in terms of coach, the coach does not give the solution, right?
No, coach doesn't.
He gives solution and ways and means. Am I right, sir, Judge, sir?
No.
No, he doesn't provide a solution. In coaching, the coach doesn't provide a solution. They help the client to find their own solution.
Yeah, to discover their own solution. Yeah.
They discover their own solution, and it's always
don't they give any options of solutions, no, sir? Choices would be given, no. What fits for him, the coachee finds him.
No, that is that option automatically comes from within when we ask the right questions to them. It is a progressive steps. Additional difference I can think about is the duration. Coaching is usually limited to 3 months, 6 months, short span. But mentoring can be long term, like a couple of years or whatever. And even lifelong.
It focuses to the end result.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jayalakshmi ma'am, for that. Anyone else? Dr. Devi, thank you for joining. There's a discussion happening on differences of coach and mentor, but we're running short of time also, so I think we'll have to wind up now. So it's almost half an hour is done. So thank you all for joining, and please invite your friends. And if you have anything you'd like to share with all of us, something that you feel can inspire us, please let me know. You can take up one of these sessions, one of the topics, and we have other support systems. These are a few books that I strongly recommend for individuals who would like to build an organization and scale up an organization. And please share your questions in the group so that we can keep the group active, discuss there, and also pick up some topics that we can use for upcoming meetings. Thank you all very much for joining. Thank you. It was a great session, and I feel so happy that I got few questions answered. I still have a lot of questions. I'm sure I'll ask them in the upcoming meetings. Thank you very much. Good night and have a great week ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Thomas. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you so much.